Hello lovely people, welcome back to the Ibironke Show. And today I am excited. I'm just in like a really good mood. So here I am transferring my good mood energy your way through the camera and the video. So as the outdoors are slowly opening up, I thought that this would be a great time to really kind of reflect on some of the lessons that I've learned so far since I've been indoors and really distraction free. Now some of these lessons are reminders to myself, but some of them I never really thought about fully, or I didn't think that it applied to me. And so I figured, why not kind of share our experiences together. I wanted to share some of these lessons before some of you guys start trying to sneak out the house. Let me try to pounce on you guys. So the first lesson, don't sleep on yourself. It's really weird. I actually kind of went through a period where I felt like the past 3.5 years or so, I felt kind of complacent, like I was lazy, like I didn't do as much as I probably could have. And even though all of those things are true to a certain extent, I don't think I gave myself enough credit in terms of the accomplishments I did actually achieve. And it was actually being indoors and just kind of settling and thinking about it and, catching up with friends and kind of, talking about what we've been doing the past 3-4 years that I kind of really realized, like, man, you've been sleeping on yourself. The first time that it came to my mind was when I did this Miss Africa Nevada pageant in Las Vegas. I collaborated with this woman named Gloria Mensa. She is awesome. She's been doing these pageants in the region for over 10 years. I collaborated with her and the event turned out really well, the first one in Las Vegas. And it was then, when I came out to kind of observe this event, I was like, oh dang, we put this together. And I was just like, man, maybe I do bring something to the table. And I know I bring something to the table, but sometimes you don't realize how much, and that even your little 20% of effort could still blow someone out of the park when you're walking in your purpose. Being at home and being indoors and distraction free, I really had time to think about it. And I'm like, you know what? I've done this. I hosted events. I co-founded a nonprofit. I started an e-commerce business that's kind of on the side right now. I've improved my Photoshop skills. I've designed logos, all of this outside of my day job. And I was just like, you know what, sis? Put this brag sheet together. Do something to show what you've done these past few years. Because at the end of the day, you may feel like that, your effort wasn't enough and you should be here or you should be there. But it's like, you've gone this far with this much effort. Imagine if you apply yourself 2, 3, 4, 5 more times than you already have. And I also realized I had been hoarding some of the things that I've been working on because I wanted it to be perfect. And again, sleeping on myself. I went back and I looked at a video actually that I recorded when I thought I was going to try to start my YouTube channel a couple years ago. And I was like, it wasn't even that bad. I'll eventually release it to you guys. But I was just like, what is it that you're expecting? No one is perfect. You start little by little, and the people that you see that are blowing it out of the water, they started and their stuff wasn't great when they first started either. So it's like, go little by little, pace yourself, and it's all right. Which brings me to the second lesson. I have to take things day by day, little by little. I used to set arbitrary deadlines just to feel like I was being productive. And it was like, why, sis or bro? Why? Why is it that you are deciding that this project, this passion project you're working on has to have these random deadlines? Just go with it. Take it one day at a time. And if it's something you're enjoying and you're interested in, you're going to build on it. And I think that for me, my sleep cycle has been wonky. I've been going to bed at 2 a.m. I think the weirdness in my sleep schedule and just actually losing track of time has really made me realize, man, just go with it. So I'm learning to kind of chill with the arbitrary deadlines. And it was actually the first time someone mentioned this to me was an ex-client of mine. And he was like, why are you setting these random deadlines? And I was like, oh, it helps me be functional and it helps me to be productive. Does it? Does it really? Or does it make you feel like you're busy? It doesn't make you feel like you're doing something, right? So now I'm kind of letting go of deadlines. Well, arbitrary deadlines anyway. Which brings me to my next lesson. Focus on just a few things at a time. So I don't know who else is like this, but for me, my brain just kind of goes everywhere at once. I have all these interests. I know all these people. I want to do all these things, and I try to do all of them simultaneously because I like to multitask. I like to feel busy. I want to feel productive. But what I'm doing is that I'm spreading myself thinner, and that one goal that really is the important one, I'm distracting myself. And so now what I decided was that, hey, if you want to do something, just start and maybe layer on it 1 week or 1 month later. So like, for example, I started the YouTube channel and I was like, all right, once I get going and I get my stride, then eventually I'll layer on doing yoga, right? And then once I get that stride and get doing my weekly videos and doing my daily yoga, which I'm not really doing yoga daily yet, I'm working on it. And then I can layer on, you know, taking a course. And then once I get that going, then I can layer on taking 2 courses and then looking for jobs. So I've kind of just been layering, gradually easing my way into things. And I'm making sure that all the things that I'm layering still focus on my ultimate goal. The next lesson I learned is actually very, a little new. My sleep schedule, like I mentioned, being all wonky. This doesn't hold true as much anymore, but I'm working on it. I'm gonna get it back to that. I really started noticing that I have time frames where I have peak creativeness. I've labeled it my creative time, and for me previously it was between about maybe like 3:30 a.m. to about 6 a.m. between, usually mainly between 4 and 6, but around like 3:30, 3:45 I would wake up and then I just come up with an idea, and I would just literally grab my laptop or a book and just start writing and writing. And I noticed that it was like good stuff. I liked it. And I was either reflecting or writing content for the YouTube show or other things like that. And so I was just like, like maybe I'll have to capitalize and note this and maybe eventually change my schedule to that. Now the next one is going to be short and simple. Travel is great, but don't use it as an escape. Ooh, that rhymed. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. I realized that like my whole plan to travel was a mini escape. Although yes, I had plans to reflect on myself, to work on projects and everything like that, the ultimate opportunity or the fallback or being able to say, oh, I quit my job to travel was like, oh, okay, like, yeah, at least I got something to do. It almost was like deep down, I was like, my plan B, if my plan A of looking deeply and looking inwardly and figuring out like what I really enjoy and what I'm passionate about, really taking a step of action towards what I'm passionate about and towards my purpose. If that didn't work out, at least I could say I traveled for a year. And now I can't say that. And so I've learned some things, and I realized like, man, travel is awesome. You learn a lot of things about yourself. You interact with a lot of people, but don't use that as your crutch. Don't use that as a way to kind of escape from reality or escape from the hard work that it takes to look internally and to reflect internally. This last one, my childhood pastor actually mentioned it to me before everything kind of like hit the fan with COVID-19, when I told him about my plans to travel. When he said it, I was, oh yeah, you know, I get it, I agree, yeah. But I don't think it really fully hit me until having to forcibly be in quiet time and be in isolation and be indoors. And that lesson was that whatever you're searching for is already in you. To find it, you have to reflect inwardly. You have to have quiet time.